What's up, guys? This is Webby back again for your Clash of Champions review. When you think of Clash of Champions, you know, in the history of Clash of Champions, you think of prestigiousness. You think of greatness. You think of all-time classic great matches, right? I mean, that's what you think of. Ric Flair versus Sting. Ric Flair versus Ricky the Dragon Steamboat. Amongst other things. Right? All those old time matches. That's what Clash of Champions really meant. Fast forward to 2017. Clash of Champions. WWE is presented us with a pay-per-view that had no feeling to it. None whatsoever. Now, sure, was Daniel Bryan in it? Were we excited and interested to see if Daniel Bryan was going to take a bump? Were we excited to see or thankful to see that AJ Styles was the WWE champion going into the pay-per-view and not the modern day Maharaja, Jinder Mahal? Yes. But in the grand scheme of things, did this pay-per-view really deliver or give us this, yeah, that's the way to end WWE's pay-per-view calendar year? Did it really give us this, it's a great time to be a wrestling fan kind of feel? No. As a matter of fact, the majority of people that watched it, more than likely, are the ones that are just the hardcore audience that don't have anything else to do on Sunday night, that just watched it. Or the ones that have a YouTube channel and have a review to present to all the people on the internet. That's it. Some casual viewers, but majority of the people are those. Because this pay-per-view had no feeling behind it whatsoever. None. And if you are the type of fan that just came on here to get a brief overview of the pay-per-view and didn't want to go through every single one of the matches, then there you go. There's your review. Because you really didn't miss a whole lot at this pay-per-view. Not a lot. It was a SmackDown pay-per-view. It was a SmackDown show with a pay-per-view name on it. I mean, the biggest thing that happened was in the first matchup, we had a triple threat match for the United States Championship. Baron Corbin versus Bobby Roode versus Dolph Ziggler. A very surprising winner of this. Now, most of the time in WWE, even though they say that the more people that's involved in the matchup, the less likely a chance it is for them to win. Right? Well, most of the time, we all know that that's pretty much a foregone conclusion that the champ is going to win in some form or fashion. Yeah, in some form or fashion, the champ's going to win. The two challengers are going to get all mixed up, get tangled up, and get fighting with each other, and then the champ comes in and steals victory. That's how WWE presents it. Well, in this case, Baron Corbin Bobby Roode and Dolph Ziggler was having a very fantastic matchup. And in the end, the winner, Dolph Ziggler. Dolph Ziggler, the new United States champion. Now, where do you go from here? Well, no question, Dolph Ziggler is going to drop that title right back to Baron Corbin. No question about that. He will drop that. He'll get his rematch, and then Baron Corbin will regain the title. Dolph Ziggler is on his way out. Dolph Ziggler is going on to bigger and better things like he needs to do. Baron Corbin will win, and then Bobby Roode and Baron Corbin will pick up right where they left off. And then Bobby Roode will capture the United States Championship. But we have a new U.S. champ in Dolph Ziggler. Well deserved, actually, if you ask me, because of all the putting over he's done here lately. And for everything WWE's put him through, Dolph Ziggler deserves this. Rusev Day! The New Day. Benjamin Gable and the Usos. This was by far the best match on the card, if you ask me. No question about that. The Tag Team Championship is on the line. And who would have thought, number one, I just want to point this out, who would have thought, number one, that Rusev and Aiden English would have gotten that gimmick over? Rusev just saying it's Rusev Day and pointing to the sky while Aiden English is singing his tunes, whatever he's singing. Who would have thought that would have gotten over? But the TD Garden was going nuts for them tonight. I'll tell you that much. The New Day, look, the New Day's alright. But do they need another championship to their resume right now? No, they don't. They don't need it. They're 4-time tag team champion as of right now because the Usos retained the championship tonight. The New Day doesn't need it. Will they become a 5-time? Will they break everybody's record? Yes, but somebody else could use those tag team championships now. And that's the only way you're going to build up other teams. Sooner or later, somebody's going to take the titles off the Usos, and I'm really hoping it's not the New Day. Benjamin Gable, this is what I'm going to say about this, and the absolute, if you want to point anybody out about this match, Chad Gable, with those suplexes that he was giving. Absolutely fantastic and awesome. German after German after German after German after German suplex. Especially that one to Big E was just absolutely fantastic. Great, fabulous. I mean, he really stood out tonight in that huge tag team matchup. In the end, the Usos pick up the victory. You know, they didn't do as much in this match as they did in their previous title defenses. But, you know, when you have a match like this where you have 4 tag teams in the match, it's kind of like one tag team gets the advantage and then you have them, you know, getting all the glory and then somebody else jumping in, someone else jumping in, and someone else jumping in. And this is another one of these things where WWE spins it like the champ doesn't stand a chance and then hops back in and picks up the victory. This is what happened in this matchup. So, Usos win this matchup. But Rusev, Aiden English, and Benjamin Gable really stood out tonight, if you ask me. Charlotte versus Natalya for the Women's Championship. Nothing against these two competitors, but the match that they put them in, lumberjack matchup. What is always the standard finish? Everybody brawling all over the ring. And that's exactly what happened here. And the next thing you know, Charlotte has Natalya in the figure eight. And the match is over. That's what happened. In a nutshell, that's what happened. Charlotte is still our women's champion on SmackDown. The Bludgeon Brothers versus Breezango. This match, I was I am really disappointed in this match. Really disappointed. I like the fact that, one, that the Bludgeon Brothers, still look strong. I like that. I like that, that they are coming off as this awesome, dominant tag team still, even against Breezango. But Breezango didn't get any offense whatsoever. And let's be honest here, wrestling fans and WWE. One of the most over tag teams in the WWE today, especially on SmackDown Live, is Breezango. So what does WWE do? They feed them to the Bludgeon Brothers. We want to see them on TV. We want to see them in action. What we don't want to do is see them get squashed. And that's what happened tonight. Bludgeon Brothers victorious. Very soundly, mind you, over Breezango. The pre-show. Mojo Rawley quickly disposes of Zack Ryder. Will this take Mojo Rawley anywhere? Will this shoot Mojo Rawley anywhere? Will this help him anywhere? Any shape or form? No, it will not. Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn versus Shinsuke Nakamura and Randy Orton with Shane O'Mac and Daniel Bryan as a special guest referees of this contest. Now, WWE tried to build this up and try to make it seem like the targets of this match was Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn. Quite frankly, it really took all the attention off of them once Daniel Bryan became a special guest referee. Because once he did, look, we were all wondering if he was going to take a bump, which he did to some degree. Kevin Owens knocked him over and he landed on Shane McMahon. So he did take a bump there. And he's getting a little shoving action. He shoved Shane McMahon. Now Shane didn't shove him back. But there is some friction, and you can see where WWE was starting to take some notion and give us, maybe some hints that Daniel Bryan might get back in the ring. Not saying at WrestleMania, but sometime after that. So it could be sometime next year that we might, if he gets cleared. But he did take a semi-bump tonight. But as far as the match is concerned, Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn, let's be honest here. It was one big cluster. It's hard to even talk about the match. It's hard to get interested in the match itself because of how much it was focused on the referees. Towards the end, Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn win. The whole roll-up by Sami Zayn, roll-ups, all the roll-ups Sami Zayn and Randy Orton was doing, and Randy Orton RKOing everybody out of nowhere, and whole mess up with all the pinfalls by the referees and everything. Shane not wanting to count to three, and then all of a sudden 1, 2, 3 really fast by Daniel Bryan. So is he a heel or a good guy still? Whatever whatever spin WWE tries to throw on this, the fans are still going to cheer him out the wazoo. No question about that. But KO and Sami Zayn still kept their jobs tonight. And in the main event, the phenomenal forearm, the phenomenal one, the phenomenal WWE champion, AJ Styles, took on the modern day Maharaja. Put me to sleep. Jinder Mahal. You know, very sudden ending. One thing that I'm going to really point out, and all my friends that was watching Clash of Champions with me pointed this out too. You know, WWE really, especially in these days, you know, when you take Jinder Mahal, before I even get to the match, you just know he's not a main event player. I mean, you just know he's not. There's no way around that. I mean, there's not. I mean, you take him and you put him in the main event, especially tonight, and you listen to Corey Graves, Byron Saxton, and Tom Phillips. You listen to all of them, and you listen to all their verbiage about Jinder Mahal. And it's one thing to build a guy up some, to remind us some that a guy is awesome. That's one thing. I mean, they used to do that all the time. Stone Cold hit a Stone Cold Stunner and all this stuff. Right? But the entire match, over and over and over and over and over again, we were reminded how good of a player, how awesome of a player, how extraordinary, huge, hard-hitting of a player that the modern day Maharaja Jinder Mahal is. Ugh. Boring. Shows you he is not a player. He's not a main event caliber talent. He belongs in the mid card. As far as the match is concerned, you know, had a very sudden ending. I don't mind him losing by tapping out, but too sudden, if you ask me. Anticlimactic. There's just no real big hype ending. Sure, AJ Styles really just waylaid the Singh brothers, phenomenal forearm, and the Styles clash on the outside. However, then he just hops right back in, kicks out of the collage, and puts him in his calf crusher, and then he taps out very quickly after the little roll-up thing, rolling him back into the center of the ring. Very quickly taps out. So, Jinder Mahal, no question, is not going to hold that championship again. I don't see it. AJ Styles, I see holding the WWE Championship to WrestleMania 34. And hopefully it's against Shinsuke Nakamura, because that's the match everybody's wanting to see. But tonight, AJ picks up the victory by submission. And that is Clash of Champions. Not to say that all the wrestling was bad. No, you can't say that. But to say that this was a good pay-per-view to end 2017, to say that this was an extraordinary pay-per-view, to say that this was a pay-per-view that we will look back and remember, to say that this is a pay-per-view that it was like, wow, boy, WWE tried on this one. No. You can't say that. You can say that WWE could have done better. Let me know what you're thinking in the comments below. Subscribe to the channel. Facebook at 2007 Webby. Hit the bell for all notifications. And tune in tomorrow for my Monday Night Raw review, where the return of the Beast, Brock Lesnar, will be on Raw. Should be interesting to see what happens. Until I see you then, this is Webby, and I'll catch you on the other side. Talk to you later.